Durham used to be something nobody expected. Here's how it became one of the most unique cities in the South. Most people who move to Durham fall in love with it almost immediately. There is something about the city that just feels different from everywhere else in the Triangle, but almost nobody moves here knows the story behind how Durham actually became that. Because the city went from a tiny Civil War era railroad stop to one of the most powerful industrial cities in America, to the near economic collapse, and then back again in one of the most remarkable urban transformations in the entire Southeast. And if you're thinking about moving to the Triangle, you need to understand what Durham actually is and where it came from. What's up? My name is John Tennant. I'm a realtor here in the Raleigh-Durham area. If you're thinking about making a move here, check out the link in my description and reach out to me directly. Now let's get through the full story. Because if you're thinking about the Triangle, you need to understand what Durham actually is and where it came from. In April 1865, the Civil War was on its final days. General Sherman's army and Confederate General Johnson's forces were camped just outside of then called Durham Station, a tiny railroad stop that most people never heard of. While waiting for the formal surrender negotiations, soldiers from both sides discovered a local tobacco supply, and the tobacco was unlike anything they had tasted before. Bright leaf tobacco, grown in North Carolina soil, had a smooth, distinctive flavor that set it apart. When these soldiers went home, they started writing back, asking if they could get more of that Durham tobacco. Almost overnight demand exploded. A farmer named Washington Duke, who had literally walked home from the war completely penniless, started peddling tobacco from a wagon reportedly pulled by 2 blind mules. Within a decade, he and his sons had moved their operation into Durham and were building what would become one of the most powerful tobacco empires in American history. By 1874, the first brick tobacco family in the entire country was built right here in Durham. By 1990, the Duke family's American Tobacco Company controlled nearly 90% of all cigarettes sold in the United States. Durham went from 256 people in 1870 to over 18,000 by 1907. The tobacco industry did not just build Durham, it was Durham. And what that tobacco money built was remarkable. Duke University, one of the most prestigious universities in the country, was founded directly by Duke tobacco fortune. James B. Duke donated millions to what was then Trinity College and was renamed Duke University in 1924. The wealth generated by the tobacco industry also created something that put Durham on the national map in a completely different way. On Parrish Street in downtown Durham, Black entrepreneurs built one of the most successful Black business districts in the entire country. It became so economically powerful that it earned the nickname Black Wall Street. In North Carolina, Mutual Life Insurance Company, founded right here in Durham, became the largest Black-owned business in the United States. Mechanics and Farmers Bank, also founded in Durham, became the most important Black-owned financial institutions in American history and still exist today. Booker T. Washington and W.E.B. Du Bois both visited Durham and wrote about what they found here with genuine amazement. Durham was doing something no other city in the South was doing at the same level. Real quick, did you know any of this history about Durham before watching this video? Drop a yes or no in the comments below. I'm genuinely curious. Because here's the thing, as impressive as everything Durham built was, it almost all came crashing down. And that part of the story is just as important. As the 20th century progressed, the tobacco industry began to collapse. Health research linked smoking to cancer. Cigarette advertising was banned from television. American consumption dropped dramatically. And Durham, a city, had built its entire identity and economy around one industry, took a hard hit. The factories that had employed thousands sat empty. The economic engine that had powered everything dried up. In the later half of the 20th century, downtown Durham had gone from one of the most economically powerful areas in the South to a city genuinely struggling to figure out what came next. Those massive tobacco warehouses, the brick buildings that had once housed the most powerful cigarette operation in the world, sat abandoned. And the question became, what do you do with a city that has lost the thing that made it? The answer turned out to be one of the most creative urban transformations in the entire Southeast. Instead of tearing down the old tobacco warehouses, developers saw something different. They saw history, they saw character, they saw bones that most cities would kill to have. The American Tobacco Campus, the original home of Duke's family tobacco empire, was completely redeveloped into a mixed-use destination for offices, restaurants, residences, movie theater, and public spaces. It opened in 2004 and immediately became one of the most talked about urban redevelopment projects in the country. The Durham Bulls Athletic Park, home of one of the most beloved Major League Baseball teams in America, sits right next door. The Durham Performing Arts Center, which opened in 2008, became one of the highest grossing performing arts venues in the entire country, bringing Broadway shows and major performances to downtown Durham. The Warehouse District became one of the most vibrant dining and entertainment neighborhoods in the Triangle, with restaurants, bars, breweries, and creative businesses filling some of the buildings where tobacco workers once spent their days. What Durham did was take the bones of its industrial past and turn them into a foundation for something completely new. For anyone who has spent time in Durham, what is the one spot in the city that you think people absolutely have to experience when they come here? Drop it in the comments. I want to build a list from the people who actually know this city. Today, Durham is one of the fastest growing and most sought out cities in the entire Triangle. The food scene is legitimate. Durham consistently ranks among the best dining cities in the Southeast. The arts and music culture is deep and authentic. The diversity and community feel of the city attract people from all backgrounds. And from a real estate standpoint, Durham represents one of the most interesting opportunities in the Triangle right now. Property values have risen significantly as a transformation of the downtown has continued to attract investment. New development keeps coming. Research Triangle Park, one of the largest research and technology parks in the country, sits right on the border of Durham, bringing thousands of high-income workers into the region. And now with ADV's $1.4 billion manufacturing campus coming to Durham County, this economic foundation here is only going to get stronger. Durham is not just a city with a great history, it's a city where history directly shaped what it is today. And what it is today is one of the most compelling places to live in the entire Southeast. If this video gave you something you did not know before, please hit the like button. It genuinely helps more people find this content. And if you are not subscribed, hit that subscribe button right now. We cover everything happening across Raleigh, Durham, Cary, and the entire Triangle every single week. So if you are seriously thinking about making a move to the Triangle, fill out the link in the description below. Tell me what you're looking for and I'll personally reach out. One last thing. What surprised you most about Durham's story in this video? Drop it in the comments. I read every single comment and try to respond to every single one. And this community has people at every single stage of the process. I will see you in the next one.